Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be kind of what I promised last week. So originally my plan was to post a question thing on Instagram for you guys to answer by putting in song titles that you guys wanted then book recommendations for. But I got very little responses, I won't lie. So I kind of switched it, and the ones I did get I put in here. But since I didn't get that many, I kind of switched it to be like, okay, I picked some books and here are some songs that I feel like go with these books. So it is still like, oh, like if you really like this song, this is a book that I think goes with it. But I focus more on picking the book first and then going through and getting songs for it. Some of these have more than others, it just kind of depends. There's definitely a few books where I was like, oh, that song, that song, that song, that other ones where I was kind of like, I don't know. And some of the songs, like I'll explain each one why I feel like it fits. Some of them it's like what the song talks about, some of them it's like the title of the song, some of it's the like feeling you get when you listen to the song type thing. Like I said, I'll explain with each song why I put it with the book. But it is still technically somewhat of a book recommendations because of songs. It's just less specific of like, here's a song, here's a book, only because I didn't get that many songs, and like this just seemed easier, if that makes sense. Okay. I think I have 5 books, and then each one of them has like 2 or 3, maybe even one of them has 4 songs. So let's get into that. Okay, so the first book that I have is actually Saving Six and Redeeming Six. So spoiler for my reading wrap up, I did read Saving Six this month, and I'm currently reading Redeeming Six. I don't know if I'll get to finish it before the end of the month. We'll see. I'm reading a couple books right now. But I just kind of grouped them together because like I generally get like the characters and story and where it's going. So it's more specific to Saving Six, but I do think some of them could transfer over into Redeeming Six. But the first song is a given because it's literally talked about in Saving Six. It's their song, and that's Iris by the Goo Goo Dolls. Like I said, it's literally in the book. Like if you read the book, you know what I'm talking about. When I read that chapter and I found out that that was their song, I was like, no. No, because see, you're just trying to hurt me inside. That's what you're doing. Chloe Walsh hurting me inside with that one. I don't know, that one I had to put on there because it literally was in the book, and like I love that song, so I was like, I have to put it in there. So that one doesn't have as much explanation besides just the straight up that is in the book. The next song is Work Song by Hoser. So I got a response that was just like Hoser songs, so there are some in here, but most of them, is there 1 or 2? No, there's 2. But I tried to kind of give some variety, but then I ended up realizing that like that wasn't happening, but that's fine. So I put this one in here because it really, like, when I listen to those lyrics and I just think about how much it's like this hard, like it's like hard love, like it's so like all-consuming to be in love with someone, and like I don't know, I just feel like that really fit with Joey and Aoife, I think that's how you pronounce her name. I just like, I love that song, and so when I started reading that book and I heard that song like a day later, I was like, oh boy, oh boy. So again, also I'm on my iPad, I just realized I was looking down. Just, I don't want you guys to think I'm crazy and just like looking down. It's always on my iPad if I look down. So that's why I put that one there. I feel like there are certain aspects that maybe people could argue that this doesn't fit, but I feel like it fits, so take that with a grain of salt, I guess. The next song that I would say would be Mess Is Mine by Vance Joy. I really don't know how to mess is mine. You too? Your messes are each other's now, because you've decided that like you're gonna be one. Like that's just, I feel like that's them. Like Joey and Aoife are truly, I don't want to say messes, that sounds horrible, but they have their messes, and together they're trying to fix those, but also like just work through them, and like I don't know, I'm trying not to spoil shit. But I feel like I already kind of am, so sorry. But I don't know, I just feel like if you listen to the song, you'll know what I mean by it. It's just like, it makes sense. It is like kind of, especially like Aoife to Joey, like he has all of this shit he's going through, and she's kind of able to take some of that on and like try to help him work through it in a sense. And then this last song is mostly specifically for Joey. Like, it still fits into Saving Six and Redeeming Six, but it's mainly focused on it fits to Joey. And that is Cold Desert by Kings of Leon. If you haven't read the book, I feel like this isn't really a spoiler. Like, I feel like this is a pretty well-known fact, like if you read the back of it, I think, or like if you've read Binding and Keeping 13. So if you don't want any possible spoiler, but it's a pretty, I mean, you find out pretty quickly. Joey has like an addiction problem to drugs. So this song is kind of about like having an addiction to drugs and like being like lonely but trying to find your way out in a sense. Like, I don't know, this song makes me bawl like a baby, and I listened to it the other day and I thought about Joey and I was like, I feel like it fits him really well. I don't know, I just feel like you can tell that he wants, no, I'm not even gonna get to it because I'm not gonna spoil. I feel like I'm gonna get to spoilers. I'm not doing that. I'm moving on. Okay, so the second book is If He Had Been With Me. The second one to this, like, I think it's If Only I Had Told Her, I think is what it's called, just recently came out, but I do not have it because it was shipped to my house, so I don't currently have it with me, so I haven't read it yet, but I would assume some of these still goes with it because I'm pretty sure it's the same story, it's just told in the guy's perspective. But I will say this one, I kind of can't avoid spoilers to explain why the songs go with the book. So I'm gonna do a part where I list the songs, and then I'm going to go into a part where I talk about why, and the talking about why is where the spoilers would be. So if you just want to know the songs, you can keep watching for a bit, then when I tell you that it's gonna be spoilers, then you might want to skip ahead. Okay, so the songs that I have are In a Week by Hozier and Karen Coley, or Cowley, I'm not exactly sure how you pronounce her last name, and then One Last Time by James Young, and then Save Yourself by Kaleo. Again, I would love to explain to you, but if you don't want to be spoiled, then this is your time to now skip to the next book, because I'm about to talk about the book in spoilers. Okay, so the reason that I put In a Week by Hozier and Karen Cowley, I think I'm gonna go with Cowley, I don't know if that's right though, it's basically about like love and death. The two characters, love and death. I feel like I don't even need to continue. Like, if you've read the book, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, just this, like, needing to always be together. I'm gonna get emotional thinking about it. But, I don't know, I just, again, sometimes you just listen to a song and you just get the feeling, like, this belongs with these characters. And that was what happened with me with this song. I just feel like it was literally when I was trying to find songs for this book, I just had, like, my things shuffled, and the song came on, and I was like, Spotify, you knew what you were doing. Yes, you knew what you were doing. And then One Last Time by James Young. I usually think of this more as a breakup song, but when I listen to it, I feel like you could also consider it as like the person you love died and you want to be able to, you know, hold them and touch them and love them one last time. Again, if you've read the book and you know the ending, I feel like there is no explanation that is needed for this book. I don't think that I will ever listen to that song the same way again because I'll just think of that book every time, but I do love that song. It's a very sad and tragic song, but it's a very good one. And then I did Save Yourself by Kaleo because I kind of feel like it would be something that Finney would say to her, like, in a sense, like, because he dies, it's almost, I like to think of it as like him kind of telling her, like, I want you to move on and I want you to be happy and find other people, and like, don't just be like, don't just stay with me forever, like, I'm not here anymore type idea, if that makes sense. That one's a little bit more far-fetched, but I still like felt the emotions with it. So like I said, that one's a little bit more far-fetched, but I feel like the first two are pretty good examples of this book. But okay, now my spoilers are over and we're going to my next book. Okay, so the third book is actually the Addicted series, not the Addicted Calloway, like specifically just Lillian Lowe's books. So the first song is Dress by Taylor Swift. I have seen this one before, so I'm sure some of you have probably seen it before, but it's like so true. Literally their trope is like best friends to lovers, and that's Dress. So again, feel like there's not a lot of explanation needed there. They are literally that song. And then I have Better Off by Jeremy Zucker and Chelsea Cutler. This is specifically, though, only like books 1 to 3. I feel like is kind of the range I would give. I mean, I guess you could kind of put it in all, but I really feel like 1 and 3 are like the key ones for this song. The song's kind of just about like, maybe we shouldn't be together, maybe we are better by ourselves. But like, are we? And I feel like that's kind of stuff that Lily and Lo really think about in their books, is like, would we be better just being away? Because this isn't really a spoiler, like you find this out very soon in the books, and that's why it's called the Addicted series. They have addictions. So I feel like the first book, the second book, and the third book is them kind of trying to make it work, but being like, is this going to work? Like, would we be better off? And like some people telling them, yeah, you'd be better off being away, and then other people be like, no. So that's why I kind of feel like this song fits. It's like kind of like an inner thought that they would have throughout the series. And then my next song is Happiest Year by James Young. This song does come up again in another book, but I don't know, I just feel like with this one, it's like, I guess you could do either one, but I was specifically thinking more like Lo thanking Lily for like getting him through. Like, she definitely had stuff to go through too, but his to a certain point got worse when hers was getting better, and I just feel like it was almost him like thanking her for like being able to get him through it, and it being like, you are the thing that makes me like continue to go in the world. I love them. And I did try to include some books that I haven't talked about before, but that was also like really hard, because then it's like, yeah, but I can really only do books that I've read, because there were some songs that I thought of for books I haven't read, but I know like the plot, but I was like, I don't really want to like do that because I don't know for sure, and I don't want to like be incorrect. But I had to include them because like just pretty much any sad song could fit them. Same thing with Joey and Aoife, any sad song really. So but those are the 3 songs that I have for the Addicted series, specifically Lily and Lo. Okay, so my 4th book is 9 Days. If you read this book, search up trigger warnings. I would say honestly, any of these books, search up trigger warnings, because there could be triggering things for anybody in all 5 of these books that I do, but especially the first one, the second one, the 4th one, and the 5th one. I feel like the Addicted series is probably okay, but the first 2 and the last 2, I definitely would say search up trigger warnings. This book deals with very dark topics, and well, I feel like I may have to use spoilers again. We'll see if I can get through without spoiling, but if I'm going to, I will like let you know. So the first song that I did for the song was Hold On by Chord Overstreet. I'm sure you all, well, okay, I shouldn't say I'm sure you all know. I know a lot of people that know the song. So if you do, you're probably like, oh no, why is this a song? Yeah, this book is sad. I wouldn't say that there aren't happy parts, there definitely are, but like the main topic and like the plot is sad. I mean, it's basically a guy trying to save a girl. So I feel like that song, I feel like I don't need you to go in and hold on. Like, I still need you, I still want you here, like, you need to stay. That's him to her. And then Heal by Tom Odell. Again, like, you're healing me, I'm healing you. This is just, we need to... That song, that song is so sad. But again, I don't want to spoil anything, but sad song to a sad book, to a very triggering book. Like, again, if you cannot handle dark mental health topics, maybe don't read this book. And then this one, I also have Happiest Year by James Young. I just feel like this one is similar to the Addicted series, but different in the sense that it's like, once we've gotten to a point where we're like, okay, I'm still kind of not wanting to, you know, but I also like you now, it's kind of like, well, either way what happens, like, thank you for making this like the best year of my life, whether that continues or whether this ends type situation. Okay, so my last book is Still Beating by Jennifer Hartman. This one, I wouldn't say it was hard to find songs, but it was harder than the other ones. I did Perfectly Wrong by Shawn Mendes, because if you don't know the trope, it's basically sister's boyfriend. And I know that sounds bad, but like, trust me, you read the book, you'll understand it's not. It sounds so bad when I say that out loud, but seriously, if you read the book, it's not bad. But it is like, it explains them, like, we're perfectly wrong for each other, we should not be together, but we want to be together, and like, we can't help it. And then Feel Something by Clario, I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce her name either. But just like, I feel like specifically the girl, the main character in this book, like, her being like, I mean both of them, but like, I really specifically thought of her, and maybe that's just because it was a female singing the song, I'm not sure. But I just really felt like it would be her being like, I just need to feel something. I can't just keep staying in this like numb state, and I need something. Okay guys, so that was my video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, you know, like, comment, subscribe. We are almost at 60 subscribers, which is exciting, because my goal for the year, because I didn't get to post my goal video because it was like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't download. And I was like, what do you mean you can't download? Still haven't gotten that one to work. I don't think I'm gonna get it to work, so I'm sorry guys, something went wrong. But one of my goals was to hit 100 subscribers by the end of the year, because I hit 50 last year, so I thought, okay, another 50 this year. I feel like that sounds reasonable. So we're already almost at 60. It's not even the end of February yet, so like, we're chugging along, we're doing great, guys. But I would say, if you guys have any more like questions about like, oh, like this book with this song, like, can you explain more? I can, but I also don't want to spoil. That's why some of them were not as detailed, because I really try not to spoil. There was just that one book I like really couldn't help, like, I had to spoil to explain like why these songs fit. But if you guys want more information, you guys can always ask in the comments, and I can give you guys more information in the comments. If you guys want to see another video like this, you can also ask for that. Other videos you guys want to see, I have ideas, but it's hard to do it in the dorm. Like, when I'm at home, I have all of my books with me, so I can do reading vlogs, or I can do like physical book stuff. Like, I don't have that here. So a lot of it is going to be like recommendations and reading wrap-ups and things. But if you guys can think of something that you think I could do while I'm in my dorm that's book related, feel free to comment those down below. It should be better next year, because I will have an apartment next year, so I'll be able to actually have like more books with me, and like more of like my own space to do stuff. But that's later on in the year. That's like next semester, so still got to get through this semester, unfortunately. I hope you all are having a wonderful day. If you are in school, I know it's February, none of us want to be doing anything, I get it, but you got it. Midterms are coming up, I'm sure, but that also means spring break is coming up, so think of it that way. Midterms is spring break, you get a trade-off there. But I hope to see you guys in my next video, and yeah, I guess that's it. Bye.